and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you out to the shed of many names. And I noticed that we might have some storms coming, so bear with me during this video. The wind has picked up and hopefully the storms will stay at bay for now, or at least roll through kind of fast. So, with that being said, I'd like to let you in on what we're doing today. We're going to be making 2 batches of fire cider my way. Now, mine's a little different. I add a little more stuff to mine, but I like my fire cider to have a kick. Definitely a massive punch to the immune system. I won't have as much horseradish as I usually use, because I don't know what's going on with my horseradish. It did not do well this year. So anybody local around me knows where I can get big horseradish roots, please let me know, because I need some more horseradish. Okay, with that being said, let's see what our ingredients are going to be. And it's quite a bit, because that's just how I am when I make my medicine. I have, let's see, habanero peppers, because it's not called fire cider for no reason. Plus, not only is it good for burning out fevers and aches and pains, it's good for your joints as well, and they're full of vitamin C and many other vitamins and minerals. Now, I like to add, I don't just use the lemon zest, I use the whole lemon and slice it up. I also like to add an orange as well. Fresh rosemary from my garden, 2 onions. I use a lot of garlic. And I ended up going to my local Asian market and leave it up to me to find fresh turmeric on clearance. So I bought all the packages, so there will be fresh turmeric inside. Of course, my homegrown ginger, my poor pitiful homegrown horseradish, even though I'm thankful for it. Regular apple cider vinegar, and then I'm going to use some very special elderberry apple cider vinegar. I'm going to mix that in too. So I'm going to go in, get the peppers, the lemons, the oranges, or the lemons, the orange, and the turmeric. Oh, and also I'm going to get those washed up. Everything else has been washed and scrubbed. This is an ingredient most people don't know to use. Now, you can use dry. I was blessed to find organic, fresh bay leaves. Yes, bay leaves are huge healers. They're good for disinfecting the body. Many wonderful benefits. And I'll have the information in the description box below. Now, of course, as usual, I make big batches. I forgot to grab my pickle jar, so I'm going to be using half-gallon jars. So I'm going to get busy washing these few things up it needs to be washed, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I have everything washed and the garlic peeled. So first off, we're going to start with the poor pitiful little horseradish roots. Now, I do pulverize some of my ingredients. That way they have better, the vinegar has better area to work with. But some horseradish is better than no horseradish. And believe me, you're going to have to be careful when you take the top of your blender off, because it's going to get you. Now, you need to scrub your roots real good. They still might look dirty, but I know for a fact these babies are clean. And what I'm going to do is do them all at once, and that way I can separate it between the two jars. You don't want to miss nobody. Everybody gets to play in the pool together. And since some of these pieces of root are really tough, I'm going to add just a little bit of vinegar, which I know I'm going to have to be even more careful of not breathing it, because I know for a fact that I'm going to choke. Because one, it's horseradish. Two, it's vinegar. And yes, I make very potent fire cider, because it has to be potent in order for it to work. I'll move the blender down here so it won't deafen y'all so badly. Well, that worked pretty well. Now I'm not going to worry about cleaning each batch out, because I'm going to rinse it real good with more vinegar. Whew, it almost got me. Like I said, I've got plenty more that I need to chop up, so it's going to be fine. And goes my homegrown ginger. Make sure you cut off any bad spots. Oh, that smells so good. This is another reason why I grow ginger. Is to make fire cider. Now if you wanted to, you can use the traditional method of using a box grater to grate it. And no, I do not peel it, but I do scrub it very well. Oh, it smells good. And yes, this was this year's ginger. Some of it. I don't want it, I missed a piece of it. I don't want it just absolutely shredded, but I do want it fine enough that the vinegar doesn't have to work as hard to extract the nutrients from it. Oh, that smells good. A couple pieces that didn't grind up. That should be plenty for that batch. Now also take into consideration, ginger can be very hot as well. And of course I'll have the full ingredients in the description box below. I know some people will not be able to get some of the ingredients, that's fine. And some people may not want to use some of the ingredients, that's fine as well. I'm just showing you how I make my fire cider. Okay. Now, I'm going to use 3 turmeric roots per jar. Because I like to use the fresh root when I possibly can. And I'm going to throw in 8 really healthy big old garlic cloves. And now it's time for the peppers. And no, I do not take the seeds out. Now, if you don't want to do habaneros, if it'd be too hot for you, you're more than welcome to use jalapenos. If habaneros isn't hot enough for you. Now, last year's batch I made with ghost peppers. I've also made some with Carolina Reaper. But, yeah, use whatever you want to. But you do need some form of hot pepper in the fire cider, because it really makes a big difference. But you can go Tabasco, Thai, whichever one you want to use. Just be very careful because it's going to be hot. Actually, this smells amazing. Yeah, that smells amazing. Now, I'm also known, each year I pickle up my peppers that I grow. And I have been known just to use the some of the hot pepper pickle. Well, all it is the hot peppers and apple cider vinegar. I have been known to put that in there as well instead of just using the peppers. And this is the last of what I'm grinding up. One little obstinate clove of garlic. Last batch, I smell more of the garlic. This batch, I smell more of the hot peppers. And believe me, when this is ready to start taking, which I will bring you back when it's time to strain it. I never let anything go to waste. And of course, now when you get done, you definitely want to wash your blender out very well because of the vinegar. But you don't want to leave anything behind if possible. Okay. It's time to wipe the board off. Here we go. This will work. And I want 1 onion per jar. Ooh, that onion is rough. That's an old onion. It's been in storage for a while. That's going to make it even better inside the fire cider. Alright, everybody in the pool. This is a good onion. It's got a good cured skin on it. So, good chance this is going to be another rough onion. And everything I'm throwing or putting to the side is going into the compost pile. Everything possible needs to go to your compost pile. Alright. Forgot to grab a smaller onion from the house, so I'm using what I have and making do. Yep, I knew that one when I saw that really tough skin was going to be rough. The onion's been rougher than anything else. And onions don't affect me, but whew. Now, I prefer to use yellow onions in mine. If you want to, you can use red onions, white onions, but I like the boost of the yellow onion. Okay, and we're going to want 1 lemon. And these, I have scrubbed this lemon very well. Okay. That one goes in there. This half goes, yeah, I should know better than that. That half goes in there. We'll have to recoup from the onion. And I see one flying around over here. You gotta watch out for gnats when you're making your fire cider and anything to do with vinegar, because they will come and ruin the party. And if you have to squish your oranges in, try to make sure that you get as much, well, that didn't work, of the juice as you can. Now I have a bunch of beautiful fresh rosemary from my garden. And yes, I'm going to use the stems as well. Yes, most people think of rosemary as a culinary herb. It's extremely medicinal. Very medicinal. And I'm going to put 4 really good healthy sprigs per jar. And like I said, I'm going to use the stems. There's the stems. I have medicinal. Let's get this little one out. Apparently these stems are really tough. But you don't want to let anything go to waste. And you could, if you don't want to use the stems, you can always put them in the compost pile bag. You know, guys are obstinate. Okay. Let me wipe my board off. Last but not least is your bay leaves. Set that one aside. 1, 2, 3, well, and 2 little babies. So it's going to be 4 bay leaves per jar. And with them being fresh, ripping them up like this, it's going to release the oils out of them a whole lot easier. And like I said, you don't have to go to as extreme measures as I do, but I believe if someone's sick, I want them to be well as fast as possible. Okay, let me get a pint jar. Be right back. And I want a pint. And yes, it has to be strained. I want a pint of my elderberry vinegar per jar. And we're going to move fast with that. And I made this, if I remember right, I showed y'all, I have a video showing you how I made the elderberry vinegar. Don't worry, when I shake it up, there'll be more room. This is just adding, like I said, this is optional as well. This is just adding another boost of immune system building beauty to this amazing mix. Coffee, it makes the world go round. But I usually make a gallon of bar cider per batch. I guess that Ginger was upset that, I didn't use it. Sorry everyone, I want to make sure I get all of it out. And I'm having to strain the pulp and the seeds. Because believe me, this stuff nowadays is priceless. And now I'm going to pour some regular apple cider vinegar. Now, if you can afford to buy this much raw apple cider vinegar with the mother, go for it. Unfortunately, I can't. Because when I saw the price of over $15 for a gallon of it, and that wasn't even Bragg's, that was a generic version. There's no way, I'm sorry, I cannot afford to spend $15 on a gallon of vinegar. But if you can, please go for it. Now, I know I'm going to have trouble with some purists. I'm a purist too, and believe me, I don't like the fact of having to cover it with plastic wrap. But you got to do what you got to do, because you got to keep this vinegar away from your metal lid and your band, or it's going to eat it alive. And I would use the plastic caps, but they leak terribly. So I do what I have to do. And no, I'm not done yet. Because we've got to shake it up and make sure everything in here is incorporated and everything that was pureed is broken up, because you don't want any clumps in here anywhere that air pockets can be. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm definitely going to have to add more vinegar. Not much, but I knew I was going to have to, because you want this filled as close to the top as possible. Because you do not want any air bubbles, any air pockets. I'm telling you right now, that smells amazing. Put our plastic back on. Make sure it's a snug fit. And that's beautiful. Now, you want to write on the lid, fire cider. And this is 12/5/21. Now, in a couple of days, now you want to shake it. You know, nothing violent. Just agitate it. Shake it agitate it every day or two. Put it in a nice, dark, cool place and let it sit. What I'm probably going to do is pour these up into a bigger pickle jar, which is fine. And then that way it has even more room and I can add more vinegar to it. Oop, wrong vinegar. I'm telling you right now, the smell that's coming out of this jar is intoxicating. It smells absolutely wonderful. And of course, you want to make sure you shake it every day because of this settling on the bottom. You want to make sure that there's no air bubbles. You can see it's already trying to float up. So that's a really good sign that there's some air down there. Like I said, I'm not big on using the plastic wrap, but you do what you got to do when you need to do it. You want to make sure it's all mixed up very well. Yeah, there was a lot of air bubbles down there. But that's okay. I've watched them float up. Now, as time passes, everything will start to sink down. As the vinegar breaks it down, it will sink downwards. Oh my gracious, it smells so good. Let me tell you, this is extremely healthy for you. Now, I take mine when it's ready. I take a shot glass full in the morning. Not only is this good to build your immune system, it really builds up your probiotics in your digestive system as well. A lot of people don't know when you have a sick digestive system, one that doesn't have probiotics in it, it really does affect your body a whole lot. And another thing I do when this is ready and I strain it out, of course I'll take the bay leaves out, but you can puree everything that's inside this jar once it's set up and use it in salad dressings, toss it in pasta salads, make a salsa with it. It's wonderful. Oh, God, that smells so good. But just make sure all those air bubbles escape up to the top. Air bubbles are not your friend. And this is just one of several more videos to come. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that it inspires you to make your own fire cider. Now, in the description box below, I will add all the ingredients and the amount I used per half a gallon jar. And the ones that are optional, I will put optional by them, because there's a basic part of this is the basic fire cider recipe. I always have to take it 1, 2, 20 notches higher, because I like my stuff extremely healthy, and I like it to do multiple things within the body. Not only heal me, but boost my immune system, boost my probiotics, increase my intestinal and gut tract to where it works like it's supposed to and where it's healthy, because it makes a big difference when your probiotics and your good gut system is off kilter. You will be sickly. And if you've had COVID of any form, you need as many probiotics in your gut system as possible, because it not only attacks your lungs, but it also attacks your digestive system. And doctors don't tell you to work on your digestive system. Simple, easy, anybody can do this as long as you can get a hold of the ingredients. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. Please click the like button. Also, if you enjoyed this, please share it far and wide so many others can learn how to make fire cider. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound out there, stay positive above all else. Know that you're not alone, that we have to band together. Everyone, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, and may you each be blessed. Till next time.